with the return of Nibiru. So the war in heaven that landed on earth, so they said that Michael and his angels warred with Satan and his angels. Satan is Lord Set or Lord Seth. Go back to Genesis, and the replacement for the loss of Abel was Seth.
Mm-hmm.
Seth is a replacement. He's not the original. He's the interloper into the bloodline.
Mm-hmm.
This was Enlil taking the rulership of Egypt from Enki, who was Osir or Osiris, the great father, right?
Mm-hmm.
Represented as the Orion constellation in the sky, the great Orionos,
Mm-hmm.
right? So they call him Father Sky, and they call Isis Mother Earth. And then you have her daughters, which governs the 7 earth principles, what we call them the Hermetic principles, which gives us the agreement of the realm that manifested off the divine feminine.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So all of these demons that was cast down, which was in Enlil's army that came to attack and take over Earth, lost. We won, they lost. Now, at the end of the cycle, everybody has to be informed enough to understand what's taking place. This is why they're doing this disclosure in D.C. right now, to let everybody know that the United States government and all governments of the earth is interacting with governments from other places that's non-earth or non-terrestrial.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Some people, flat earthers, if you're a flat earther, then look at them as from another dimension.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If you're a round earther, look at them as an extraterrestrial.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the hollow earthers believe they interterrestrials coming from the core of the earth. But no matter which one they believe, there's somebody here that don't normally be here that's about to show up in mass and force. So they have to give us the disclosure in DC under the false pretense of Senate hearings. That's not really Senate hearings, but open leaks.
Yeah.
This is how we tell you what's taking place.
Yeah.
Right? So if you go to the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, right, you see Thoth say, I got a call from my father who told me to take my ship and go to the land of Kim.
Okay.
Subdue the hairy barbarians and rebuild the civilization. This is because they had a nuclear war, which was called the Minas Wars or Anunnaki Wars. The whole planet went through what's called a nuclear winter. We call it the Ice Age. We called it the Ice Age because it just got cold and everything was froze, but we don't know that that was a nuclear winter, and the nuclear winter was on the heels of a massive nuclear holocaust.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why it's not finna happen again, even though Putin is talking about using nuclear armaments because they said Biden bombed Russia.
Mm-hmm.
That's not true. If they try to use nuclear weapons, the beings that they know is here is going to turn them off before they exit the silos. They did it before, and they will do it again because they're not allowed to bust off another nuclear bomb on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
This is the changing of the guard, and while they sitting up there waiting on us to wake up enough in mass for them to come put us back in power, and for our chiefs to come and give us the disclosure of what happened, we thinking that the war in heaven is over. Why they cast them to earth instead of casting their ass to hell? Think about it. It tell you Michael and his angels war with Satan and his angels, and Michael prevailed. and they hurled Satan to the earth. And in another part, they say, and he fell to the earth like a flame, a boiling flame, that they meaning like a meteorite.
Mm-hmm.
If you see a ship coming into the atmosphere at nighttime, it looks like a meteorite.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the shit they telling us meteors is ships just coming through the Van Allen belt. But only certain ships can get through the Van Allen belt. That's called the Pleiadian light lock. And it's a radiation emitting light force that prevents you from being able to exit the earth until the war was over. We was in quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
And it got to the point where the war came down in the War of the Gods. It was no longer about who can strategize the best on the battlefield, but now who can unravel the mystery of the ages, the great Masonic secret. Who is them niggas in America? Is they Africans or was they already there?
Mm-hmm.
That's the great Masonic secret, that we was already here. The reason why we know it's the Masonic secret, because the Masons tell us the secret is this.
Mm-hmm.
Let me show you something. Put on my glasses so I can see what I'm looking for. This is the thing about not having my
around you. You don't even know where to look.
Look, when I don't have my glasses on, I can't see how to find my glasses.
Ain't that a bitch?
This one right here, Masonic, the secrets of Masonic Washington. It tells you a little bit, and it alludes to a lot of the structures. That ain't the one I'm looking for. I feel like on Fred Sanford, Blind Mellow Jelly. I want my daddy records back.
Look, we patient. We know you finna come with the ether. The ether.
It's in here.
You be having the library in the bed with you, don't you?
Look, I got about 8,000 books.
Damn.
I got a stack of totes books I read in the basement. I got totes in the garage. I got a Foot Locker in the garage. I got a Foot Locker right here, and then I just got books all around.
Somebody said Chief Pontiac the librarian.
If you go to the dude that played Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman. Mm-hmm. Remember when he played Thoth? Thoth was the librarian. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's you.
But in here it tells you, in this right, ancient mystic Oriental masonry.
Oracle, is that Oracle?
That's Oriental.
Oriental masonry.
But
okay.
In here, it tells you that masonry and all of this stuff owes its stuff to Atlantis, which is America.
What? It says it in there?
Yeah.
Man.
It's in there.
Man.
What? I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it right quick.
Wait, I gotta say this because I know people gonna say this. I be saying stuff because I just want you to answer. And then people be saying that America is the new world.
But remember, everything they told us is exactly the opposite. In the upside down, we was upside down and turned around.
Absolutely.
We gotta flip it right side up and turn it straight, and you will see that America's the old world.
Mm-hmm.
The human was created from corn. The carbon that make the human is corn.
Mm.
Corn is not native to nowhere but in the Americas.
Yep.
So the avatars that we walking around in made out of corn, the laboratory they made it is in Tijuana, right? And it's all known to the old priests of the land, but all of the modern academics is trying to cover that up with the slave narrative, false importation of mass groups of people to cover up the fact that we've been here for the longest time, gonna be here, and that they ain't finna move us because we won't be moved.
So that's why they keep on doing the whole importation of immigrants, because they trying to cover up every time we get close to the fact that we're uncovering that we are the original people of America. They have to bring some type of like the immigrants and the influx to try to cover up that fact. Is that true or not? Because like it seems like that.
So the immigrant thing is to constantly remind you that we're being ruled by immigrants. It don't matter how far you go back, there's always been an immigrant crisis. America's the great melting pot, the orphanage of the world.
Yep, that's facts.
The women of America would take orphans in from anywhere in the world and raise them as their own child. That's just who we are. They took that to use it to exploit us by giving us orphans that don't have blood ties, but because we adopt them into the family, they got tribal rights. Right now, you got a whole bunch of people with tribal rights that it's not the original people that gave them the tribal rights. And then they put them on reservations to isolate them so that they can say, look, these are natives. They natives, but they're not the organic original. We the organic original Mississippi clay dirt walking, and our hair come in all textures. We married for thousands of years before there was a guy born named Cristo Colombo or Cristo Colon, one of the royal families of Europe that was exiled in the Spanish Inquisition and French Revolution, right? And he came looking for somewhere to live because they got kicked out of everywhere they go. And when they came over here, we had war with them. And they trying to convince us that we are in Northwest Africa, known as Al-Maghrib, when the maps don't never show America as Northwest Africa, or Al-Maghrib. It only show Al-Maghrib as being in Northwest Africa on the continent across the water. If they can convince you to accept the narrative, that means that you are unaware of who you are and where you belong on this planet.
Right. They ain't gonna claim it. Yep.
That's the George Washington challenge. If we take the moccasins or the sandals off the chiefs over here, and the fez is off the Moors from over there in 200 years, they won't know they self from these. So they put us all in the ghetto like sardines. The Rothschild rule or Masonic instructions was to treat them harshly and deny them accesses to institutions, right? And to give them a false history and tell them they somebody else from somewhere else. Right? And then you have what's called the most vile and bloody oath of the papacy that say, we gonna kill the kings, the princes, and the people of the land. Meaning the original people have to be gone in order for them to say the land was abandoned by the blood right heirs. But because we baby kids, and the more they tried to kill us, the faster we proliferated.
We multiply.
You did. So this is what the whole birth control Planned Parenthood was about.
Yep.
Right. It was to try to figure out why the harder they step on us, we keep producing so fast. So then they used that to segue in with the Roe v. Wade ruling on abortions. We didn't get abortions.
Nope.
But the immigrants that came got abortions because for them, a woman with a child is a blight on society. But to us, a woman that can give birth is a mother and she is the honor of society.
Mm-hmm.
So now you got two competing ideologies on the land under this fallacy of genetic purity called eugenics. Eugenics is not new. That's Inky's program to be able to, the ones that was laboratory altered and the ones that wasn't. It's the remedy they gave in the tablets for the stuff that was done to the human was to give them a drop of the royal blood, the Anunnaki blood. He wasn't no slouch. He was putting all of the pieces together.
Mm-hmm.
When he got a clip.
And with American Gods, you saw they kicked Buddy off. Orlando, they kicked him off.
Oh yeah,
start dropping too
that's
much.
because of the character that he played. That's the worst motherfucker. That's the nigga that's gonna be telling y'all how to get y'all shit back. They didn't want that character portrayed from that level of self-control, clear, cognizant thought, and deliver such a potent message in media. It's a movie with Cicely Tyson and I think Robin Gibbons. Robin Gibbons tell her that she just don't want to be black, so she try to claim she Indian.
I know which movie you're talking about.
She ad-libbed her response.
She ad-libbed it?
Yep. That was spontaneous. That wasn't in the original script. She stood up and she said, "Look at me. My father was full-blooded Iroquois."
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then she went to give another family's message. She also ad-libbed the tail end of that family reunion movie done by Tyler Perry.
Mm.
You got to listen to it. That's a bad motherfucker.
I gotta go back and watch it. I gotta go. Yeah. And the crazy thing is, too, she looks just like, my mom looks just like Cicely Tyson.
Cicely Tyson was a Iroquois high priestess.
Mm. Now, we're at Iroquois. That's like Northeast, right?
Well, it's hard to say now because everybody went to fight in the Seminole Wars.
Mm.
So we all got mixed up. That's why they called us Seminoles, because all of the tribes was mixed down there. You got motherfuckers from the Tonga Islands, from the Polynesian Islands, from Venezuela, from Brazil, all the way from Canada, from Alaska, the Inuits, all sending people to fight the Seminole Wars.
Mm.
We had so much concentrated force in Florida. When they did the Louisiana Purchase, Lewis and Clark Expedition declared the land as being abandoned. That's what made them institute squatters' rights under the Protectorate Agreement in order to occupy the land until the rightful heirs reclaimed it. That's what they did. That's what that's what the whole story is about, Lois and Clark.
Damn.
Which is also the story of Superman and Lois, because his name is Clark Kent.
Lois Lane.
Lois and Clark.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Now look, Lois is the lane. That's the road, the path. Clark is the Kent. Kent is the bank. Right? The bank name is actually Old Kent Bank.
Mm.
But he ain't the rightful heir because he's not one of the Earthborn. Go back and review the story again. It got a different meaning.
That's wild.
I love me some Chief Warhorse.
I was about to say Chief Warhorse is that guy.
Yeah, her. She ain't for no games.
Oh, you know who I'm thinking about? Nothing. Go ahead. I know you're talking about though.
Yeah, she got the
details in.
Right, because she started telling you about the paper genocide with the with the Trail of Tears and the Dawes Road Indians that they used to replace us on the reservations.
Mm. Okay, can you see this one? Nah, you probably can't. I'm gonna read it to you.
What about when the solar flares happens?
Won't everything be destroyed anyways? What's the point in saving the system? Even
Don't look, everything not gonna be destroyed.
you
The
up the
solar flares is activating what was considered as junk DNA. The data was blocked out by a light lock. As we reclaim Earth, the light lock breaks free to allow the higher UVB rays to come in and activate the junk DNA, which will restore. Some of us will get total recall. I don't have total recall yet, but I got recall like a motherfucker. It's just not total recall.
Yeah, that's wild. Okay, so this was him and Dr. G's last slide. Okay,
I'm gonna tell y'all who is breaking down the solar rays. And y'all can tag him in the video. Is Kalai. Brother Kalai is the one who is explaining the UVB rays. I got a video on YouTube where he go through all of that, and then I show him the mysticism from ancient Kemet that ties to what he's talking about.
Mm.
Right. So, to find more about the UVB rays, right? Kalai is the right. That's what Big Mama got him doing.
You know what's crazy about that? I was on the live where you was just going off, and you was like, Big Mama told me I need to get in contact with somebody named Kalai. And I was like, I was already watching Kalai's page, so I was like, let me send him this guy. Like, it's just
it was Amun Ra.
Mm.
And everybody started tagging him, and he ain't know what was going on.
Mm.
Right.
Yeah,
but it took a minute for him to observe where I was coming from before he would communicate back.
Mm.
Right. But once we talked,
tapped into 5D.
Yeah. So once he seen where I was coming from, then he was like, "Oh, I need to talk to this brother." And then Uncle Shiz hooked it up where we could have a conversation, because a lot of people was trying to, that internet motherfucking social media fake beef shit. Well, motherfucker say he beefing with you, and then he tell you you beefing with him, and y'all, neither one of y'all don't know it. I didn't know we were supposed to be beefing. So the only way that I could, right. So the best thing to do as a man is have a conversation with another man to find out if y'all really beefing.